Good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to this special edition of Teachers of Tomorrow Chat Show. I am Dr. Tripti Singh, and I'm delighted to have you all join us today for a conversation that's incredibly closer to our hearts. That is, putting educators first, well-being at the heart of education. And today, more than ever, conversations around student well-being dominate educational forums, and rightly so. But what about the people who hold the system together? The one who stay back after school hours, carry home lesson plans in their head, and bring empathy into the classrooms, even on days they are running on empty. So let's take a moment to reflect that if we want resilient, compassionate students, shouldn't we first ensure we have resilient, supported educators? And that's why today's conversation is all about making sure the well-being of educator is not a footnote in policy document, but a central priority in every school vision. And to walk us through this rich, necessary dialogue, we are joined today by someone whose voice commands deep respect across the global education space, Dr. Arundhati. And Dr. Arundhati is a distinguished educationist with over 4 decades of experience, including 21 years of leadership roles across reputed ICSE, Cambridge, and Ivy World schools, with a diverse academic background spanning zoology, English literature, education, clinical psychology, and natural health sciences. And she brings a unique interdisciplinary perspective to educational leadership. And an internationally trained pedagogue and motivational speaker, Dr. Hoskeri, is also a prolific author with 33 books and numerous research publications to her credit. And she is a multilingual communicator, fluent in 10 languages, my God. And her voice features on the UNO websites for the charter in 3 languages, which is, again, very commendable, I would say, and recognized globally for her contribution to literature and education. She's also a classical singer, visual artist, poetess, honored in Malaysia and Sri Lanka, and as a keynote speaker and panelist at global forums. Dr. Hoskeri continues to inspire with her commitment to education, well-being, and innovation. And she currently serves as a certified cyber crime intervention officer. So I'd like to welcome you, ma'am, for this conversation, this chat show, and we would like to hear from you now more.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tripti, for this warm introduction. For me, I am an educator. I'm still a teacher, and I love teachers. I love my profession, and I remain committed always. So it's wonderful to be here on this platform. Thank you for the opportunity, Cambridge, Tripti, Cambridge, and the team, like entire team of Cambridge. And actually, my talks or my sessions are tailored to different kinds of people, different genres, different, like I talk about so many things, right from spirituality, education to well-being, mental health, everything. I address different crowds or different, I would say, different professionals. But talking to teachers and students is something very exhilarating for me. I love to talk to them because somewhere in the heart of heart, I connect. So I am in this profession actually just because I become successful. I will not tell lies that, okay, it was my childhood dream. I joined. No, I didn't have any childhood dream. I became teacher by accident. But, once I became a teacher, I love my profession and I am committed completely. And there we go. That's what it is. And no looking back. If anybody asks me what you wanted to become, I would say a teacher. Again, a teacher, nothing else. This profession has given me much more than I could have imagined. I'm able to learn. And one thing is, I just go on learning, and I'm a lifelong learner. My passion is to learn anything new and impart it to others, or share my knowledge with others. With that, I think today's topic is really, really very interesting. Again, talking about the educators, you summed it very well, how teachers are important. It is not that we praise the teachers only on one teacher's day and forget about it. No, each and every day. people find it difficult to handle one child or two children at home, but my teachers and we all, I was also a teacher, we handle minimum 20 to 40, whatever may be the range of students. Now the number has come down, but we are lucky to be working in such a system. Otherwise, in some state-run schools in India, there are 60, 70 kids. Just imagine the plight of a teacher. At the end of the day, she's unable to talk also. So let's go. Without further ado, I would like to begin with my presentation, and then I will share my experience rather. Are you able to see my presentation?
Yes, it has started to show. Yes, we can see
Yeah.
that.
I'll put it on the slideshow. Okay. Now, what is actually well-being? If we start talking about well-being is not something which is which is a fleeting moment of joy, or which are not just a few moments of happiness or some crumbs of success. No, it encompasses so many things. It includes your physical well-being, mental and cognitive well-being, and emotional well-being, and social well-being, and even spiritual well-being. I said how connected you are with your own self also matters a lot, and what is the purpose in life in general, and what is the purpose in your career, that also matters. And then professional well-being, like how satisfied are you in this job, are you feeling valued, and are there any growth opportunities for you, or do you have a sense of impact, and what difference are you able to make? And if each day, are you excited to come to school, is a very simple question I would like to ask, because that is very, very important and very crucial. You should know that once you get up in the morning, you should be restless to go to school and share your knowledge. That is a good teacher, according to me. Now, there are so many dimensions if you go to see. The first thing for this well being, it is not just a random term that we use. The first thing is internal well being. What do we mean by internal well being? It encompasses your optimism, your thought process, your resilience, your self esteem, and how you view yourself and how you view others. So that sums it all. So that, and also the adaptability. See, the world is not going to change according to our needs. We need to change ourselves to fit into the world we are in. So that is your internal wiring, you should, I call it. And then external factors, of course, like, what kind of income group you belong to, and what is what is your social network, and what is your home atmosphere or your school atmosphere, and what kind of society you're grown up and now you are living in. So all these things are external factors. Lifestyle again is a choice. How well you sleep, how much social media you use, and what kind of eating habits you have, how well you take care of your health, and all this goes into lifestyle. Then purpose is, I told you, each morning you should be excited to go to school, and why you want to go, what you want to impart, how you want to make difference in others' lives. Don't take your profession lightly. It is not a job. It is not even a profession. It is a passion for teachers. That is why we are in this profession. And for this, you have to put in your conscious effort and build relation with yourself and others. Now, why do I say with yourself and others? Most of the time, what happens is we know everything what is happening outside and what others are saying, what others are doing, but we often forget what is happening within our own selves. So the relationship with ourselves is very, very crucial and very important. Now we go to emotional resilience. What do I mean by resilience? Resilience is actually the ability to handle challenges and bounce back from difficult situations, and how well you are equipped. You must be like that rubber ball. Even if it bounces 10 times, you hit the ground, it will bounce back. So that is, or be like a phoenix. That is resilience. It's not about escaping difficult emotions. We cannot escape emotions. We are all humans, okay? We have our weak moments, we have our strong moments, we have myriad of emotions, but it's about developing the skills to manage them constructively for ongoing growth and success. Now, then also, how well are we able to match the demands of teaching and student behavioral issues, and administrative challenges and parent communication, and how can we avoid burnout? Now, see, parent communication also, parent community is very active. I've been seeing it for the last 4 decades. Ask me, 1985, I started working, okay? So from then to now, Now there is too much of involvement of parents, which is very good. We are happy because we are actually, bringing up children together. It's not only the school's responsibility. Earlier, anything happened, teachers would say, oh, what kind of a home he is coming from. Parents are not taught anything. And parents would say what the school is doing. School is not teaching. No, all that the differentiation is gone. There are no watertight compartments now. We are equally responsible. So, keeping alive passion and effectiveness despite the inherent stresses in our profession is emotional resilience. Now, there is a very beautiful saying, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So, it is very common one, like, so I'm using it in the context of self-care. See, our role is like a motherly and caring, and we want to make difference in children's lives. So self-care is not being selfish. It is not about selfishness, but it is very, very essential and very crucial. Now, what is self-care? Set aside some me time. See, each one of us, we always behave like that sacrificial lamb. Oh, I have to do this for my class. I have to do this for my children. And I have to do it for my husband or wife, whatever. Like, I have to take care of my parents. I have to keep my house neat and clean. Everything is fine. But first thing is you keep yourself. It's not about how we look. It is about how you feel. And also, I'll tell you, like, I am like that. I have never gone to, at any level, whether I was a teacher or a principal or a director, at any level, I have never gone to school in a sloppy way. I don't like anybody coming anyhow. The day I wasn't in mood, the day I wasn't well, I overdressed because it makes me feel good. Come on. Each day, get up, dress up, whatever, all your moods, close them in a box and keep them aside and go. Once you reach school, you should forget about home. Before leaving for school, just stand in front of the mirror and say, "Wow, you look so great today." Fill that energy within you and go and see how well you conduct your lessons. That is most important. We are known by how we look because I always tell, we are all like actors. All these actors have got takes and retakes, but we don't have. Ours is a live stage all the time. Each day we have a set of audience. And if you're a subject teacher, that set of audience keeps changing. So that me time and feeling good factor is very, very important. And set your boundaries, whether it is in personal life or professional life. You have to limit yourself and you should know where to say no. Learn to say no. I was, to begin with, I was very unassertive and people took, disadvantage of me. And I know like lot of things I have learned hard way. Then I developed my, mindset, how to deal with these people. So learning to say no at times also is important and getting enough sleep. Sleep is something which all of us are compromising these days. I wish, we were in the olden times when only sun was the light. So people would get up at dawn and by dusk they would be winding up everything and sit and enjoy and then go back to bed. But now we have no distinction between day and life. Some people sit like nocturnal owls, like, sitting up to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Sometimes I also do when I'm in a mood to write my books and all. But that actually messes up our health. We need to get good sleep. Then growth mindset is very, very important. What do I mean by growth mindset? It's not always the dreaming, sitting and dreaming, oh, I want to become principal one day, I want to become director, I want to become a Cambridge trainer. Whatever your aspirations are, they're fine. But learn to understand one thing, every challenge is an opportunity for you to grow. I'm telling from my life experiences only, all the challenges and challengers are powerless without your reaction. I have lived that. So let people think anything, talk anything. You be focused. You reach your goal. You should know your destination. The journey is yours and you will have to take it forward, Then next is reflect on the setback and embrace imperfection. Sometimes, what happens, we excuse everyone and we say, okay, things will happen like that. But when we commit a mistake, we are human beings. We are not gods, right? Okay. So if we were completely fault free and we never committed any mistake, we would be in heaven, not on this earth. Understand that. Allow yourself to commit mistake. Only when you work, you commit mistake. If you don't try, there are no mistakes. So perfection is good. Like you aim at it. But suppose something goes wrong, don't curse yourself, don't feel low, don't, embrace that imperfection. Okay, this time I'm able to achieve something 50% of success. I am going to do it and I am going to get, 100% one day. Then develop strong support network. You're not alone actually. So sharing burden reduces your weight, mental, trauma, whatever you call, or mental burdens. So connect with colleagues, find a mentor, and lean on personal connection. I would like to tell you one very, very thing what I have experienced in at workplace. There are no permanent friends, there are no permanent enemies. As long as you are helpful to somebody, you are their great friend. The day they feel that you are not helping them out, or you're not, they have nothing to gain from you, they may remain neutral, or they may be even become your enemies. So don't look for close friendships at workplace. Maintain a professional work balance, and then professional relationship, and you help them when they need and seek help. That's all you'll have to expect from your colleagues. So now, stress reduction. How do we develop stress reduction? See, often what happens is we forget to label emotions. For some reason we are agitated, we are angry, we are seeing we are angry is the outcome. Okay, we are agitated is the outcome, but why am I agitated, why I am angry, we never try to reflect. Also, sometimes when we are hungry we get angry. Actually it is a hunger that is troubling us, but we don't realize that. Some people have genetic tendency, they can't tolerate hunger. The minute that time of eating or something comes, it is genetic studies, so like what happens is they just have low tolerance and they start howling, they may start behaving funny. So understand your triggers, that is the first thing. And first thing is label your emotions. Are you upset, are you angry, are you jealous? Come on, like we are all human beings. So for this, what you can do is you keep a small jar in your staff room or in your desk or wherever you want. It should not be seen by anybody and not by your students especially. Or you put it in a purse only, like your bag. What you do is each morning when you get up or when you're stressed out, you just label it. I am stressed, I am anxious, I am angry, I am hungry. Whatever you feel, just fold that paper and put it in the jar. Don't go back and reflect. This also, labeling the emotion helps you a lot. And also nurture growth mindset. What do I mean by this? Praise your effort, not just outcome. Today you are able to achieve something. Wow, I did it and I achieved it. But you have to change the wordings. Oh my God, I slogged so much for this project. I worked day and night hard and I took the team together and I'm happy I did it. There is a language. This is NLP I'm putting into it, changing into positivity. I've done a lot of courses, including NLP and the PLRT, all those things. Then normalize the mistakes, frame the mistakes as learning opportunities. Okay, mistakes are there because I'm working. So that gives you peace of mind. And then create predictable routines and safe environment. Safe environment, I'm not worried about physical safety because we are always in a physically safe environment. Here I refer to mental safety. You should be mentally safe. Okay, now I feel happy or I feel balanced. So that is the safety. So have clear expectations from yourself and from others also. If you and also consistently communicate classroom rules and routines if you are talking about children. So you cannot say one day you're in a good mood, a child messes up something, like you will say, okay, it's all right, sit down. Next day the similar mistake is committed by another child, and then you will say, oh my God, you have no manners, how did you do this? The children get confused. That is why consistency is very important, not just in classroom, with your colleagues, with your bosses, with your employers, with your parent community, and also in your personal life. So identify a calm corner for your safe space to go when you feel overwhelmed. I'll tell you, when I was a teacher, I used to have a lot of mental disturbances. Whenever I wanted to calm down, I had one corner in the library. I would go there and drown myself in the books, or I would sit and correct quietly without any disturbance. That was my calm corner. So you identify something like that. 5 minutes is enough. You will be able to do good. And then consistent responses, react to behaviors predictably and fairly. This I covered in clear expectations only. And then anxiety and stress reduction. See, bring yourself to the present moment to reduce stress and improve focus. This itself is called as mindfulness. Now, to reduce stress and anxiety, I have some cool tips for you. And first, I will be discussing John Kabat-Zinn's stop technique. This technique, you may feel, oh, this is what, like what stop? But you try it, teachers. I'll tell you, you will remember me every time you try it. That's my promise. So, first thing is, whenever you feel disturbed at anywhere, class or home, wherever, so just stop what you're doing and then take some deep breaths. 5 or 6 deep breaths also are enough for you. You don't have to take more. And then you know what? Observe your feelings. Oh my God, why I'm feeling like this? What made me happy, right? Not always negative emotions. And then plan and proceed. I'll give you an example. You look at a email, sent some nasty email is on there, it flashes on your phone or on a device. So immediately you feel so agitated, you just want to reply and give back in the same terms. Don't do that. In my entire career of 21 years of headship, I have never replied to an email when I am agitated or angry. Yes, there were moments. What I would do is I would calm down, I would sit on it, and I will collect my thoughts. After an hour or something, I would write back. There is nothing that urgent that you have to immediately reply and get into a heated conversation mode. Don't do that. If others are doing it, it's up to them. You be calm and manage your things. So you plan and proceed. That gives you time to plan and proceed. This happens even to when you are reacting to others also. Suppose somebody says something. Oh, you have worked hard and come back, to your staff room. Maybe your supervisor or your coordinator comes and says, "Oh, you're sitting and eating here. So much of work is there. Why did you do?" See, understand one thing. He or she might not have seen you working there. So you don't have to get agitated and angry and start giving lot of explanation. No need. Do this stop technique. Take deep breaths, observe your feelings, and then say, "Look here, you have not seen me. You were not around. Just 2 minutes back, I have entered the staff room, and you could check it if you want. Nowadays, everywhere there are CCTVs, right? Or you could check with my other colleagues, and I need to eat I have my breakfast. So I am back here." So that solves the problem. You don't have to get into squabbles. Then this is another trick like box breathing. Box breathing is so powerful. Again, you may say, what is this? It looks so simple. This technique was devised by the US military and it was popularized by the US Navy SEALs. Every day, each day, morning, evening, whenever they face crisis, because defense people have to be calm. They can't behave like civilians. Civilians, we have a lot of liberty to behave the way we want. But these people, they are constantly playing with life and death situations, So what is this technique? Very simple. What you should do is breathe in for 4 seconds. So slowly breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold your breath inside for 4 seconds. Then very slowly exhale for 4 seconds. And then again hold. When you empty your lungs, hold for another 4 seconds. So this complete one box. Actually, the figure shown is rectangle, but what box means is a cube kind of a thing because 4, 4, 4. So if you have a better lung capacity, you can even increase, but keep it consistent. If you do it 5, 5, 5, it's okay. 6, 6, 6, it's okay. If you're doing your, controlled breathing or pranayam, you could hold it more, but this simple technique works wonders. Try it. Now, this is my go-to technique, and I have advised this to so many people, and everyone has found it very, very meaningful. You know what? There are moments, even when you're not in mood, or again you're anxious about something, or you're stressed out, and whatever situations. So this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique is like what I would say. It is like elixir to a person who is dying. I'm seriously telling you, using this high-fi word, elixir. So this technique actually is not credited to any one person, but it is a very, very popular technique used in CBT, that is cognitive behavior therapy. I have tried it on so many people and it really works well. So it's very simple again. So just sit there let your thoughts spot 5 things you see and write down or put it on your mobile with whatever, so you have to see. So you may say, what 5 things? Anything. You can see your own dress, what you're wearing, or any object around. Your chair is there, your whatever. 5 things only you write. Then 4 things you touch. Now by touch means this is a tactile sensation. So you touch your own dress. Is it warm, rough, or soft, or what it is? So you can write that. Or you could touch the texture of your sofa. You could touch your pillow, whatever is around. Like, there is nothing hard and fast rule. Then 3 things you hear. Now you'll say, what I will hear? You can hear anything. There may be some other child talking in the other room, or your own child talking in another room, or you could see a bird chirping, or you could see a mild sound of your AC, or your whatever you could hear. You write that. Then 2 things you smell. This is also very simple. You could smell your own perfume if you're wearing. Of course, as teachers, we never wear very strong perfumes to class. That is against our this, because we can't distract the children. But anything you could smell. And now one thing you taste. Taste is not always possible to physically feel. You'll have to imagine. So just think of the morning cup of coffee, strong coffee you had. You could visualize that taste. You could experience that taste. By then, your mind will be settled. It is not something like, like something I'm removing from juggler's box and giving you, do this, do that. No, try this technique and you will remember me. I'll tell you why. What happens is, these techniques help us break down the thought process. The chain of negative thoughts is broken. Once the chain of negative thought is broken, then you are so calm, and your entire, there is a paradigm shift in your thinking. Try this. Now, another thing is time management, which is very, very crucial for teachers. We have to have this. I have seen teachers in my career, like, they will waste time whenever there is a time. They love chit chatting. They go off track when they are teaching. They want to tell connected story, which is very good. We can't be bookish. We can't just cover the portion and come back. But always be sensitive and sensible about time. For this lesson planning, why do we insist in Cambridge curriculum? Why do we insist on the learning outcomes and learning objectives, and how much content you can cover, how you can cover, and how you have to prepare? Why do we insist on this? It's not to burden teachers. There is a reason behind that. The day you do all these things and enter the class, your confidence level is different. And the way you conduct the class, by the time, trust me, I have experiences. The day I would do my class and come out, I used to pat my own back and say, oh my God, this was a fantastic lesson I gave. This should happen each and every class you enter. Never go with a very, I will do it. And we had one teacher. She would waste her time initially in all, first 3-4 months was all chit chat, jig jag here. And even during the time, like, she wouldn't even correct the book. She would just, whiling away time. Then when all of us would finish the portion and we would begin with our revision, this lady would be struggling to complete the chapters. Then she would borrow physical education class from the teachers. She would take, all other, if the children had yoga class, art class. Please don't do that, yeah? Children require all these things. But instead of that, you plan your things well and do it. So for time management, I want to give you very, very cool technique, which is called as Pomodoro technique. It was actually given by, this is a very interesting story behind this. So Francesco Cirillo, in the late 1980s, he was an Italian university student. So he gave this technique. Now, how did this technique come into practice also is very exciting to know. He was studying for his university examination, but he was not able to focus. He was not able to, do it constructively. He couldn't sit for longer time. Then he came with his own way. What he did is he started setting time for 25 minutes, and he would sit there intentionally, work with all concentration, decide on the task and work on that. After 25 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes ka break. Now, what is that 2 or 3 minutes break? Not answering your phone, not scrolling down your phone. Just take a light walk, go to a kitchen and drink water, or just take a round and come back, or just stand and look outside, look at the trees or look at the birds and come back. That break. Don't indulge your brain into any activity. It has to rest. Then again, put a timer for 25 minutes and sit. And after such 4 sessions, 4 Pomodoros, you could take half an hour break, 30 to 40 minutes break. That time, then, you will be surprised at the result. Actually, pomodoro, the meaning of pomodoro is a tomato. So he used a kitchen clock, which a timer, which was in the shape of tomato. So this is called as pomodoro technique of time management. Now, it improves the focus and concentration. It reduces mental fatigue and burnout, enhances time awareness, increases accountability, minimizes multitasking. It boosts your motivation, and it may, it's a beautiful thing. Now, the most important thing is, now I come to this, you need to understand this is Eisenhower's matrix. Most of you may be aware of this, okay? So there are tasks. We need to divide our tasks into different categories. Some things are very urgent and important, and we need to do it. Let us do that. Some things are like, they may not be very urgent, but they are important. We can't ignore them. So let us keep them aside for some time. Then some are not important and they are urgent. So we can push it little later. Now, which are not urgent and not important can be just Control Alt and delete from your chip, memory chip, I mean. So what do I mean by this? What are the urgent tasks teacher could experience? Let us understand. Say, for example, there is a concern about student safety, or student safety issue is there and you will have to do it. So what you will do, that is the most important thing. You can't delegate it, or you can't do anything. You will have to attend to it. And immediate, administrative deadline is there, or a parent's emergency is there, or you have medical emergency at home, or preparing for a lesson that starts in 10 minutes, or you are giving a session and that is starting in 10 minutes. You can't sleep over that. It is urgent and important. So what could be important but not urgent? See, lesson planning for the week. It is important, but not exactly at this minute. I can go home and do it, or I could do it over the weekend, or I could divide a chunk each day. Some part of it I can do it, but it is important. And also professional development, PD, most important thing, what in Cambridge we always insist upon. So that also is very important, but it's not urgent. It's not hard pressing now at this moment. You dedicate that time and then you do it at that time. Then building relationships and challenging uh, relationship with all the challenging students, or building relationship with your colleagues. So these are all important but not very urgent. You can do it slowly. Same way, curriculum view, then personal self-care and productive, proactive parent communication, all these come under the second category. The third green box, like, urgent but not important. See, these are actually perceived as important, but they are not important. Suppose you are in the middle of something, you are doing a task, and your best friend is constantly calling you. She doesn't know what you are doing, but you know what you are doing, right? So you keep it on time and, don't answer immediately. Or there is some small squabble which can be handled by a student leader himself. You can say, just go and try to solve it. And if it doesn't resolve, come back to me. So these things can be delegated. Now, the tasks that can be completely avoided are, like scrolling on social media, or I have to, nowadays, though, it is a instant gratification. You go to a vacation, you click a photo, immediately it has to be on Instagram, it has to be on FB. Good, like, everyone has their share of enjoyment, do it. But it's not that urgent. Yeah, come on, you can do it later. If you do whatever task is in hand, you will have to do that first. So suppose like you have to prepare for a meeting, you are already prepared, but your team is not prepared. You can delegate and you can tell them, okay, you prepare and come back. So that goes to third quadrant. But if unnecessary meetings, some people are in the habit of calling meetings after meeting. I remember Jaspal Bhatti Indian show, how lovely. He was a very forward thinker. Like it is available on YouTube. You could search and see. Actually, like he has, it's a satirical, like, so meetings after meeting, meetings after meeting. So somebody asked him, what was the conclusion? What was the deciding factor in a meeting? He said, next date of the meeting is decided. So don't get into such meetings. Now I go to, so here, why I'm talking all this is you need to prioritize. So prioritization is very important. Now I go to another beautiful principle, that is the Pareto principle. So this Pareto principle is again, you know what? It saves a lot of burnout problem. Why? Multitasking without prioritization is equal to burnout. I always feel this. I'll talk about it little later. First, let us understand what is this 80-20 rule. See, for 20% of your effort, you will get 80% of results. Think about it very calmly. If you're talking about business and sales, your sales actually come from 20% of your customers. Everyone who walks into the shop are not buying. So, if you're a salesman, you will start understanding the psyche of those people, and you know who is buying. Then your customer complaints also. Now, let us take it as parent complaints. In every class, there are some set of parents who always keep complaining. Others are okay with everything, but only these 20 people keep completely complaining. So your 80% of the complaints come from 20% of people. Then time management also, your 80% of results come for 20% of your effort. Then software, all the software problems in the software come from 20% of the bugs cause 80% of problems in software. Now, time management, I'm connecting it to. So let us understand. If it is 20% of effort giving me 80% of result, does it mean that, okay, I will just do 20% effort and I'm going to get 80% result? No, it is not like that. Today, just think of yourself. How we are doing, like constantly, we are into so many things. We are juggling with time, doing so many things. This is where your prioritization comes back. All the three principles, what I am discussing now, are interconnected. You need to identify which is the most pressing, which is the most precious task you have to do. So put in your efforts over there, your best efforts, and you will see 80% of result. I hope you got this, what I'm trying to convey. Now, your action should always speak louder than your words, because it is whether it's our own biological children or your children in the class. Everyone learns by our behavior. So whatever you practice, you talk about that. Don't talk something which you are not practiced. Today we have so much of information. We are living in information age, flooded with information. Good, you use all the AI tools. I have no objection, but always start doing things, and then that gives you the, real factors what you're doing. Now, first thing is model empathy. If you want to pass on empathy to your students or anybody, first you need to understand you have to model empathy, and then create visual routines for yourself and your students in the class. So make it very clear what is expected. Put a chart, put a visual chart, so kids will follow that. Even for writing an essay and all that, I used to get my teachers do a visual chart, which is again another very common technique we use in this Cambridge education. And then positive framing. Always try to frame your sentence. This is my little bit of NLP I'm putting here. So instead of telling don't run, you will fall. Instead of that, you say, slow down, run smooth. See, there is a difference over here. Oh, you're always like this. Don't say like that. So understand yourself. And for you also, oh my God, I knew I would mess it. Don't say that. Oh my God, I have tried this, but I think something I would have worked more. That way. And attitude of gratitude is the most important thing. Teachers, don't forget anybody, not even your students, not even your children. If they have made some difference, some moment of joy, some moment of happiness they have given you, be grateful. Be grateful not only to humans around, be grateful to nature, be grateful to inanimate objects in your house also. If your aqua guard machine doesn't work for a day, you are in a mess. If your electricity failure is there, you are in a mess. So you try to give your blessings to the universe and gratitude to the universe will bless you.
Absolutely.
And then forgive and move on. I will not say forgive and forget, because forgetting is not that easy as we say. So, but you know what? You can forgive and move on. If you keep on building grudges, if you keep on holding something against others, it is, trust me, it is like allowing people to live in your head rent free. Completely rent free. They will enjoy because they have hurt you, they will move on. They have said something nasty, they will move on. But you are playing that recording again and again, again and again. And then, you will be living that moment every day. So then what is the use? So by forgiving, you are making your life better, not others' life. Though
Absolutely.
sometimes people, pardon?
Yes, absolutely. You rightly said. And I just want to interrupt you here that as we are
Uh,
short of time,
uh,
I would now like you to address a few questions from the audience. And we
oh,
know
okay.
that there is so much more we
I know, I
want
know, I
from
know.
you, but
Okay,
in the
one
interest of
Tripti,
time,
let me talk about digital detox. I want to talk about that, and then I will
okay,
maybe. So
okay,
digital detox teachers is very, very important. All of us, our attention span has become so short. Earlier, we had only two channels on the television. We used to watch either this or that. Today, we have 100 plus channels. You see how many times you switch. By the time you decide, 1 hour is gone. So don't do that. And also, all the social media, every day you be everywhere. I'm everywhere. I'm on Twitter. I'm on FB, everywhere. But you know what discipline I have been following is 1 hour in a day is complete digital detox time for me. I don't answer any phone calls. I don't watch anything. I don't I even read on Kindle. So I read a physical book or I go around, hum a song, whatever you do other than the gadgets, and that actually calms down your brain. Okay. Sorry, Trupti. Okay, this is all like I'm just running through your life purpose, fulfillment, pursuing interest, engaging mind. Okay, explore. Last thing, what I want to see is keep the child in you alive. Continue your journey with exploration, wonderment, curiosity, and desire for knowledge, because this is very, very crucial. I'm able to do so many things. I've learned so many things only because I have kept the child in me alive. Even today, if I see anybody knows something more than me, I don't feel threatened. I go and ask that person, "How did you reach?" And I go there. So, and this is actually for the school. Give value and recognition, and like professional development, this all we are doing. So what is the impact? Teacher retention and student performance and enhanced professional effectiveness. What is the ROI? These are all the ROI what the institution is going to get. And then investing in our education, educators is investing in our future. So individual reflection, collective commitment, and open discussion are the need of the hour. Thank you, Trupti. Sorry I overshot.
that's fine. That's what I'm saying. You know, but in the interest of time, I had to stop. I know there's
No,
lot
no,
more
no,
to
I understand.
do. So quickly in a jiffy, I'll take at least one or two questions. And this question is
Sure,
coming
sure, sure.
from Dr. Rajay Kumar. So he's asking, how have you handled toxic environment?
Actually, toxic environment also, it is the way we see it. Like I understand people manipulate, people play games. That is why I wrote a book on manipulation only, manipulation of workplace only, like, how toxicity spreads. So there again, you'll have to develop a resilient mindset. See, internally, if you're confident that you're not your values are not compromised and you're not gone on anything wrong, then there is least you can do about others. We can't change others. So the best thing is try to understand the person's psyche and stay away from that person. Or if that is not possible, sometimes your immediate manager is toxic, then what you will do in that way? So try to minimize the interaction. Okay. If it becomes too much, then there is always a way out, you could change. But I would advise everything comes in a package. Like, no work environment can be certified as completely toxic free zone. This is at least my experience.
Yes. Rightly said, ma'am. And we understand that many of you have questions which you would like to explore further. And to ensure everyone benefits from your shared insights, we encourage you to post your queries in the forum section of Teachers of Tomorrow. The link is already there in the chat box. And this space is basically designed for open discussions, peer-to-peer support, and thoughtful conversation. And definitely your questions might help someone else too. So let the dialogue begin there also. So what
Just
about
put me on there also. Like, I don't mind answering few of them.
perfect. We could do
I
that.
would answer.
Point taken. So what a powerful and insightful discussion we have had today, Dr. Arundhati, and thank you so much for shining a light on the urgent need to care for those who care for everyone else in the education system. That is our educators. And your words remind us that educators' well-being is not an indulgence, it's a necessity and a foundation on which meaningful learning rests. So, and to our wonderful audience, thank you for joining us, listening so intently and participating wholeheartedly. And we hope today's conversation stays with you long after we sign off, and that you carry it forward into your schools, teams, and communities. So until we meet again, take care of yourself, support your fellow educators, and remember, the heart of education beats stronger when educators are well and valued. So see you soon in our next session. Till then, stay well, stay inspired.
Thank you, audience. Thank you, educators. And thank you, Dr. Tripti. Thank you. It was lovely interacting with you.
Same here. Likewise, ma'am.